Have you ever wondered why a tiny strip of water on the other side of the planet can make your gas prices explode overnight? Right now, millions of Americans are staring at gas station signs in total shock. The numbers are jumping from $4 to $5 and now even $7 a gallon. This isn't just a small price hike, it is a massive global crisis. This all starts in a place called the Strait of Hormuz. It is only 21 miles wide, but it carries 20% of the entire world's oil. Imagine a giant door that provides energy for the whole Earth suddenly slamming shut. That is exactly what is happening in March 2026. If this door stays closed for just one more month, the American economy might never be the same. To understand how bad this can get, we have to look back at the biggest energy nightmare in US history. We are comparing the famous 1973 oil embargo to this brand new 2026 blockade. Is our modern world actually more at risk than it was 50 years ago? Stick around until the very end of this video, because I am going to reveal the one specific date next month that could trigger a total US supply chain collapse. You need to know this to protect your wallet.
In 1973, America faced its first real energy nightmare. It all started when several nations in the Middle East decided to stop sending oil to the United States. They did this because of a war and political disagreements. Back then, Americans drove very large cars that used a lot of gasoline. No one ever thought the pumps would actually run dry. But suddenly, the oil stopped flowing. People had to wait in lines for hours just to get a few gallons. Some gas stations even put up no gas signs and locked their gates. Tempers were high and people even got into fights while waiting. The government had to step in and set a national speed limit of 55 miles per hour. This was done just to save every drop of fuel possible. Before this, the US did not have a backup plan. There was no emergency oil stored away. This crisis forced America to change how it looked at energy forever. It was a scary time because the country felt completely helpless. The price of oil quadrupled in just a few months. Everyone realized that the US economy depended on people thousands of miles away. It was the first time energy security became a major problem for every American family.
Today, in March 2026, we are seeing history repeat itself in a much more dangerous way. The situation in the Strait of Hormuz has shifted from a political argument to a full military blockade. Major shipping companies have stopped their tankers from even trying to enter the area. They are afraid of the mines and missiles that now fill the water. In 1973, we just had to deal with a stop on oil sales. In 2026, we are dealing with a physical wall that blocks everything. This is not just about oil for our cars anymore. The world now relies on this tiny passage for natural gas to heat homes and chemicals to make everything from plastic to medicine. Even though the US is now a top oil producer, our prices are still tied to the global market. That is why gas is hitting $7 in many states. We are draining our emergency reserves at a record pace just to keep the country moving. But these reserves are like a battery that is running low. If we can't reopen the door to the Persian Gulf soon, we are looking at a crisis that makes 1973 look like a small bump in the road.
If this blockade lasts for just 30 more days, we are moving into uncharted territory. Experts warn that if the door stays shut through April, the world will face a supply chain break that no amount of emergency oil can fix. Right now, the US is releasing millions of barrels from its secret reserves, but that is only a temporary fix. In 30 days, those extra supplies will start to run low, and that is when the real price spikes begin. But it's not just about the cost of gas. Think about the cascading effect. About 1/4 of the world's fertilizer passes through this strait. If farmers can't get fertilizer in the next month, food prices will soar by the summer. We are also looking at a shortage of critical metals and even the helium needed to make computer chips. A 1-month block doesn't just make life expensive, it starts to empty the shelves at your local grocery and tech stores.
So, what is the specific date you need to watch? Mark April 5th, 2026 on your calendar. This is the day when major insurance companies are expected to officially cancel war risk coverage for the entire region. If that happens, even the bravest shipping companies will likely pull their vessels out completely. That date could be the tipping point where a global recession becomes unavoidable. Whether we are ready or not,
The next few weeks will decide if we repeat the struggles of 1973 or face something much, much worse.